Okay, I think we are live.
Getting ready. When you get a chance, can we cue the music?
Don't get me. Hey, there you are. You are live.
Great. You want should I put it on TV?
Just in chat. I am in a mod.
So I'm going to get this loaded up. I guess I need to start learning to narrate my life as I talk. This is all new. I'm trying. I appreciate anyone that joins. This is just a test run. I'm not even going to do a full pour. I'm going to be just doing some paint mixing. I'm testing to make sure I can go live. Am I through Prism?
Yeah, you're on Prism.
Okay. From what I understand, Prism can actually stream in 1080p, not just 720. Trying to get this loaded so I can make sure I can see myself. There we are. Great. Now I just have to get used to the lag and seeing myself. I don't know if you care, but you're in the shot. I don't mind. Wrong hand. I'm just getting my paints ready for today. I'm trying out some new paints as well. I usually prefer golden high flow acrylic. This one's good to go. I will be entertaining us all to the sounds of some peaceful Zen-like music. It was made just for me by Astral Daydreams. Whoa, that's really loud.
That's a little loud.
1 second, let's take it down.
Back off a little bit.
Very nice.
The mic's right here.
Yeah.
I don't want to blast everybody.
Some of these songs might get loud though. So I gotta
You want me to
see how it
pull it
goes.
down?
Maybe turn it down one more. I don't know, it might be good. I can't tell.
I can't tell you. That's the wrong way.
I don't know yoga very well. So right now I'm prepping my paint. This is fresh paint too. I'm very excited. Brand is Nick Pro. I don't think you can see it from here. Nick Pro. NICPRO. I bought it on Amazon. I bought a small case of all the colors. We're just gonna unwind, mix it up, mix the paint.
We have 3 friends in the chat.
Hi friends! Thank you for joining me. If you have any thoughts, if the music needs to be louder or softer, let me know. So when I pick my colors, let's go over this real quick. You usually want to have high contrast. So you want to have not all midtones. I feel like if I just use these colors, we'd have some midtones. The blue is obviously the darker one. We have ultramarine. I'm actually going to turn it into more of a darker navy color with a little bit of black. So we can have our darkest dark. I'm going to use a little bit of the white too to create our obvious lightest light. This is these are all iridescent paints except for the black. The iridescent, I'm hoping kind of creates a really pretty sheen to everything. All right, are we ready? We're gonna start with our Floetrol. Give it a good mix. The sound is very ASMR. So I have with me, I've prepared some cheesecloth that I've cut to go on top of a very large condiment bottle. And that's gonna strain any goobers. Yes, goobers. If you've never painted with Floetrol before, there can be goobers in there and you don't wanna be pulling them out while you're doing your pour. So this is a great time to strain them out. I'm gonna use the cheesecloth and it's gonna strain it as I pour the Floetrol into cups. Let's fill this up. And I can use it for later. Wow, it looks like one bottle goes right into this large one. And this is a fresh bottle. I just purchased this one. I have not done painting like this or painting, fluid art, fluid painting in years. Since my son was born, when he turned around 2, he was a toddler and I just kind of got out of this. It's very messy. Well, it's not messy, but it can be messy if a toddler wants to get involved. So what we're gonna do is put our base in. I have, these are 9-ounce cups, and I have a 10 by 10 painting that we're gonna cover. Canvas. So I don't need a lot of paint for the color. I do need a lot for the white. In fact, I think I'm gonna get a big cup. And a bigger cup for the white because I'm also going to use that as my base. I am debating if I should just add another white and just have a matte white. I don't know. I've been thinking this one through for a lot, but now that I'm actually finally looking at these colors, my wheels are turning. I'm gonna make a decision. In the meantime, let's fill maybe a third of this cup with the Floetrol. That is where I'm gonna start. It's probably too much. Everyone hates waste. I hate waste. I love to be able to use the exact amount of paint. In fact, I can probably do 2 pours with as much as I'm putting in. So my other ingredient is going to be some basic white school paint. We're gonna do a 1-to-1 ratio between Floetrol and glue. I think I'm gonna experiment with this white, and I'm gonna bring out my non-iridescent white by Golden. High Flow acrylic. It's titanium white. I'm just gonna use this as my background and my base color. You're welcome to pick any 3 to 5 colors that interest you. For your pour, I recommend making sure you have something that's very dark and something that's very, very, very light. And then you have your midtones. So, I'm gonna mix this golden paint. Sounds lovely. It sounds a little bit more fluid than the other paints. So I'm gonna account for that by adding water to the ones that I use paint for the iridescence. I do have 3 cats. They love this table. I share my art table with them when it's available. I'm hoping we get a visit from them today. They are watching me though. I have Sushi Cat right over here. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Don't they say in yoga, you know, just like let it all out. Just relax. So I have a lot of paint here. I think I'm going to do 2 different pours. But I'm not focusing on the pours today. I'm just focusing on paint mixing. Then I will record the pours for you and post them later. Honestly, because I'm trying a new one out that I have never done before. I'm not even sure what it's called, the technique. But it just starts when you have a base coat of paint on your canvas, and then you kind of fling the paint into it. So I'm gonna do some paint flinging. If it turns out horrible, I'll post it anyways, because that's the fun, right? So I'm not too worried. Okay. I have successfully used most of a bottle of Floetrol. That's how I'm well aware that I'm making way too much. But I don't want to have not enough. All right, glue time. Just some school glue. This is the Amazon Basics. Elmer's is fine. You can use clear as well. I have heard that clear doesn't always react the same way as the white glue. But in a future episode, we will test that theory. I am having trouble with the lid. Give me 1 moment. And breathe out. Now, pour painting doesn't usually get too messy, except for the box that you're pouring in. So I have a very large bin today. All right, about 1-to-1 on the glue to Floetrol. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do your best to make it equal. I booby trapped myself by putting the lid down. I'm just eyeballing everything. And that's okay. There is not an exact science to this, but you can get pretty sciencey with it. I think I put too much in that one. I obviously got heavy-handed as I went. Okay, this is for my base color. All right, so we've got our 1-to-1 ratios poured. Pretty happy with those. You have several options right now. You can begin to stir them or you can add your paint. I'm going to add my paint and we'll just stir it all together. It doesn't hurt either way you want to do it. I hope you all like these colors I've picked. So I usually do, I have no way of telling you how to measure the paint right now. Okay, I guess the best way I can tell you how to measure the paint is make a little poo-poo. Make a happy little poo-poo with your paint. So go around 1, 2, 3. So maybe the size of a nickel, and then just drizzle your little poo-poo. Oh, no, I don't take myself too seriously. I hope everyone could agree on that. And that's okay. I don't think, there are some pretty cool, there's some pretty amazing fluid art painters out there. I feel like I could have been one of them. Maybe I was, but I think it's for everyone. I think you should have fun with it. I don't think anyone should gatekeep in the fluid art community because this is all just fun and relaxing, and it's magical when it comes out of the cup. So now I'm going to see how liquidy this golden is in comparison to my other ones. It's my iridescence. And I need more than just a little poo-poo for my basic here. So, say maybe 6 times. This is a lot more, I guess you could call it, say watery. It's a lot more watery. I'm gonna have a beautiful pour with that. No chunks. I really appreciate Golden and how it pours. They've also made a pouring medium. I am familiar with it. I have used it. And let me tell you, it can create some really neat pieces. Oh, now we mix. Just in time for a new song. I don't even, can you hear the music? Yes? Okay, great. We're gonna make some purple and we'll adjust how much we need to add as the color starts to come through. This is a very lavender color right now. So that tells me I'm not using enough of the paint, but I might have to just mash it up a little more. Two of the cats are having a fight over in the corner. Now they're back to getting along. And now they're back to fighting. And when I say fighting, they're not really fighting, they're just playing. My hair is everywhere. So I'm using clear cups for you all so you can see as I mix what it looks like. And this is more, mixing your paint is about 75% of your painting, if not more. It will determine if you have little chunks, it'll determine how all the layers come out of the paint. So I'm actually surprised how fluid this is, and it's not very thick, and that is perfect. I used to watch Gina DeLucas, I think her name is. She's a great pour painting artist. I would watch her with bated anticipation. I love the things she produced, and she would say you want it to be the viscosity of warm honey, and that's pretty good. So you want it to be able to flow, and I think as long as it's not breaking up into little drops or drips, you're doing good. Let's start with this blue here, and then I'll have to add some black. Now don't go overboard if you need to darken a color, because you can always add more black or whatever color you're using to darken the paint. So I am going to need to add some more blue. I want it to be nice and vibrant. I will probably add some blue to my purple as well. I'm surprised that these are not as heavily pigmented as I was hoping. No big deal, just have to add more. I hope you all had a wonderful week. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. And if you're not, I hope you get to paint and get those frustrations out. Just throw it on the canvas. So I can see as I'm mixing, a lot of the blue is towards the bottom. It'll start to show as I mix some more. Sometimes I add a couple drops of water, but I don't think I'm going to need to today. I keep adding so much paint to this. I probably won't buy this brand again unless I am amazed by how iridescent it is when it dries. If you don't like to mix different colors, I suggest, and you like to use the color out of the bottle, there are some really great packs out there you can get. 24 packs, 12 packs of different colors. But I do like to mix some of my colors together to create a different tone. And I hope you can see that. I'm pretty happy with that color. I'm gonna go back to this purple. See if we can darken it up with the blue a bit. So my colors I'm going to be using today are lavender, ultramarine. What else? We've got teal. The teal is called Caribbean. Magenta. This is a little too blue now. So I'm gonna add some magenta. I was hoping for a very vibrant purple, and what I got out of that bottle was not what I was hoping for. So I'm just trying to add some more pigment and get me there. I do suggest mixing for as long as you can till you don't see any swirls throughout the cup anymore. So if I have enough paint to do two kinds of paints, two types of pours, what would you like to see? What would you like the second painting to be? Don't mind my messy craft setup. Are we, as artists, are we not all tend to be messy? This is my home. I brought you in, welcome. And this is my corner of the house. This isn't just my corner of the house, it is everybody's corner of the house. And we share it to do crafts and art. And as much as we don't get to eat dinner on it, that's okay. Because we get to have some good core memory time around the craft table. I am shocked at how much paint I'm having to use on all of these. If you were surprised at the price of Golden when you do go shopping, it's worth every penny. I am not sponsored. Golden is our main brand we use in this household. My son doesn't use it because of the price. He's 9 and we're not gonna buy him Golden or let him use our Golden paints quite yet for arts and crafts. We do love you. But my husband paints minis and he mostly uses Golden So Flat, along with many other brands. But one of our primaries is Golden. And let's see, the Golden in paint just, it flows. It's good, it's nice. I do think I'm gonna get a good pour with these, but I'm shocked how much I need to add because these colors do not look the same quite yet. Now, what I do know is that the glue, since it's white glue, is creating slightly more of a pastel. That's okay. It's gonna dry clear the glue, so the vibrancy will remain, along with a gloss. When you're done with drying your painting, it should take 24 hours or longer to dry. So when you are done drying your painting, I suggest letting it air out for a little bit, maybe taking a paper towel to it to sop up any excess oils. by excess, you won't know they're there, but you'll know they're there when you try to seal it. So just blot it. I'm gonna add more paint since I've had to for all of them. Oh, I love the magenta. So pretty. We're pouring, we're mixing, we're mixing. Again, huge shout out to my husband at Astral Daydreams for making me some music to pour to so we don't get copyright. Are we there? We're almost there. Now I will go live on Monday around 5 p.m. and I will do the full start to finish mixing and pouring. Now the white's going to be hard to gauge if you've added enough. We go from like the very zen sounding things to like the Zumba sounding song. Zumba! Okay, back to mixing. I did a lot of Zumba back in my other life. I'm going to use a lot more of the white because I want it to stand out against the matte white. So I would love this iridescent to just pop. Yeah, get those steps in. So if you don't mix your paint well enough, what will happen? You will see streaks. You will get clumps sometimes, little clots. If you don't mix your paint all the way, you will get, depending on what paints you are using, you will get little clumps. And that will cause your painting to dry a little funny. It'll cause, when you tilt it, to spread the painting around. That's the fun part. It'll make that part very difficult because all the paint will want to stick to it like a little island. We don't want that. So if you are using any kind of thicker acrylic paint for your colors, that's fine. You just want to make sure you really break those up, and you might need to add a couple drops of water, a couple drops, just to help break that up, and that's fine. This is starting to turn white instead of glue colored. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Please keep your eyes posted for the paint the paint pouring of this. Video, I will make it a short. I think it might be too long. I can do a time lapse. Do you have a preference? Oh, I'm getting crazy. I added a hint of ultramarine. Kind of wanted to darken it up. I'm not happy with it, so I'm gonna get red. The iridescent red looks very pink as well, so I need that to just kind of brighten it up. I like to sometimes smash the new paint, the fresh paint, against the wall of the cup. Thin it out, mix it around. See, I'm glad I only added a little bit of the ultramarine. I did not like where it was heading, so I did not add any more, and that was free for me to choose. I did not have to add more, but if you add too much at first, you can't really undo. And we don't want to waste the paint. All right, tiny water over here. I'll show you how to pour it into the cups too, if you want to stick around. I'm going to do 5 cups. One, two, three, 4, 5. I'm going to keep the base by itself. It's going to stay separate. They will mix on the canvas. I don't want to fill these up completely. And just remember, when you pour your paint into the cup to go on the canvas, the first color that goes in, that's on the bottom, that's going to be the last color out. So usually that's the color that's towards the top. But anything can happen when you pour. I love to pour my paint straight into the middle, but you can run it down the side. And I'm going to mix these cups in different variations. Okay, so I started that one with purple. I want to kind of mix it up. With dark color. Should I do blue or purple? Blue or purple? Or pink? I'll do pink. Oh no, paint down! And try to scoop that up with my stick. If I make a mess, I'll just wipe it up. Well, I'm doing both. I'm scooping it up and making a mess. I'm prepared. Messes happen, no big deal. Can't paint and not drop paint. Are you really an artist if it's not somewhere other than the canvas? I don't know, thoughts to think by. I have a lot of paint. So white, pink, purple, teal, and a bit of navy. I'm not happy with how dark this is. I want it to be darker. I could have added more black. I am curious to see how they will turn out. We'll see. I did purple first already. If you are live and you are watching me live with me, I just want to say thank you for joining me. Pink. So I'm doing pretty good, not filling them completely all the way as I move down. I don't know why. That pink is kind of Pepto-Bismol. Don't drink it. Is that all my colors? It's all my colors. What I will do next, I'm going to bring everything over, pour my base onto my canvas, and take my little cups and toss them at the canvas, and we'll see how it goes. If it's a failure, like I said, it'll post anyways. Keep your eyes open, and hopefully I'll see you on Mondays. If not, just give me a rewatch. Please like, subscribe, follow me, hit the bell, wherever the bell is, for those notifications for when I go live. I would just really appreciate any kind of help you guys can provide. Also, my paintings, if you would like to purchase any of them, please just message me, email me, mark in the comments if you're the first one to say so, that's fine. $25, I will send it to you for a 10 by 10. Bigger ones will get to be about $45 for 10 by 20. Free shipping, can't beat that. Would love to see you all again in the future. Thank you so much. still going.
I think there's a button I need to press.
We're trying to figure out where the button is. I want to sing It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with this apron.